I'm also a recovering middle school teacher. Maybe that's why I do kind of clean comedy, although I don't know, I cuss like a sailor outside of that, but so yeah, it's Monday, and we've got magic today. It's a Magic Monday. So when I was a kid, I always thought that song was just another Magic Monday. And what's interesting is that actually makes the song way more sarcastic than it really is, instead of a big pop song. So, but there's a lot of things you misunderstand when you're a kid, So, I'm like, for example, the word erratic, I actually confused it with the word erotic. So I'm like, hey mom, the cat's moving around really erotically. So, never saw that Garfield comic. So not even on Monday, not even on Magic Monday. So, but Garfield's weird. Garfield's been around for 40 years, and every comic strip is like the same. He's fat and lazy. He likes, he hates Mondays. He likes lasagna. I like lasagna. I don't have any good jokes about lasagna though, because they're all too cheesy. So, but yeah, so cats are weird though. Like, I feel like cats, each individual cat wants to take over the world. But man, that sun puddle's so warm. I just can't do it. I just I'd rather just lay in the sun and, lick my butt. But yeah, I wonder, if cats ruled the world. And first of all, there'd be a lot less litter, mostly because the humans would be picking it up. Yeah, if cats ruled the world, there would definitely, us humans would be slaves and wait on them hand and foot and feed them and clean up after them. So yeah, actually just like it is. So cats actually do kind of rule the world. I actually think the cats are the pinnacle of evolution. I mean, if you think about it from a standpoint of they just lay around and be like fat and lazy and happy all day long, and we wait on them. You can kind of say the same about dogs, but dogs have jobs. Well, not all dogs, but a lot of dogs have, you have the seeing eye dogs and the police eye dogs and the sled dogs. And can you imagine a seeing eye cat? I mean, you'd either end up dead or just stuck on the street corner forever as the cat kind of goes, nope, false alarm, nope. Because they would mess with you. So it's the same reason we don't have, sled cats. I mean, you would die of frostbite, and hypothermia. So, but, it's like herding cats, which is kind of like Twitter. Twitter's like herding cats a lot of times. I spend a lot of time on Twitter. I spend a lot of time doom scrolling. I scroll through pictures of Doom, the video game from the 1990s. It's got, demons going through hell, and it is the most wholesome thing on Twitter. So, but, given the state of our world, it's, given the state of our world, it's like, I feel like sometimes it's like the four horsemen of the apocalypse sometimes, And, when I think about, I had this whole thing that I wrote about, pestilence and stuff like that, and then I actually looked it up and realized that pestilence is not one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse. It is war, conquest, famine, and death, which seems kind of redundant, but also known as the British Empire. So, and when you think about, they conquered the whole world just because they wanted fucking more tea, basically. And it really made me think about the Romans. I'm a history buff, so I love Roman history. And the Romans conquered half the known world, the entire Mediterranean, didn't have a cup of coffee in sight. It wasn't even discovered yet. And it got me to thinking about, could you imagine they stabbed Julius Caesar 23 times and didn't even have any caffeine? Imagine they would have chopped him up into Caesar salad. And I think Julius Caesar would have been into coffee. I think Marcus Aurelius would have drank Folgers, 1 cup a day, the just cheapest, crappiest coffee, because life is suffering. I think Caligula would have ground up his coffee and stored it off a slave's ass, or an actual ass, like a donkey. So, but. Yeah, I think I missed my calling as a history professor, or something like that. I don't know. I like history. I was never really into math. I would love to do some math jokes. It just doesn't add up. You know, and kind of, you know, same with calculus jokes. You know, everything just seems derivative. You know, or you know, algebra. I mean, algebra jokes. Algebra's just too many unknowns. I'm sorry. As for, you know, trigonometry, I'm still waiting for a sign. But let's go off. Not to go off on a tangent, but I've got lots of puns. I've got especially a lot of puns. You know, I like Microsoft puns. I don't know why. Like, you know, people ask me, like, you know any good Microsoft Office puns? Word. I do excel in Microsoft puns. I don't know what that says for my outlook as a comedian. I don't really have access to anything better, but PowerPoint. Thank you, that's my time. I appreciate my friend Ju for coming. And thank you everyone.